Good morning. I wanted to talk to you guys about my homeschooling journey. I started with my kindergarten like 2 months ago, just barely 2 months ago. I started doing that because he was in school and he had speech delay since he was little. He was talking when he was 1 year old, and then he lost his voice due to a high fever. And they discovered that he had a sight issue in order for him to be able to study, and when he was in school. And so I decided that, you know what, the school is not really gonna change a lot on the lightning in their classroom, and even if they are, I've homeschooled my other 2 daughters, so this was a perfect fit for my kid. Like, he didn't need to be in school for 8 hours, and he was at the end of kindergarten and he wasn't reading, so I said if I can help him at home, just do that. So I brought it home 2 months ago, and we started a program for him to be able to learn all his ABCs and the sounds. And right now we're on lesson 19 of the program. After 2 weeks on focusing on the ABCs and the sounds, he started the program, which is teaching your kid to read in 100 lessons. And he's on lesson 19. No, actually he's on lesson 26. But by lesson 19, I noticed that he started reading sentences. Like, literally. I actually didn't thought that he was going to be able to pull it off that soon. I thought I was going to be able to spend like 3 days in one lesson. But no, he's been able to do 1 lesson per day. He even asked for it on Saturday and Sunday, which we're not even supposed to be studying on Saturday, Sunday, but he asked for his lessons. And so we've been doing that. And I want to talk to you about the books and the program that we're using. We're following Charlotte Mason program, and I'm using a little bit of what is the other one? Oh, Montessori. I'm using a little bit of Montessori so that he can have hands-on, because he's a boy, he's active, and it's just everything's about cars and stuff like that. So I'm trying to utilize what he likes in order for us to be able to move on. So let's move on to the books that I'm using. Alright guys, so I had no idea, like, I'm not an organized type of person, so I had to buy me this little box so that I can carry everything that he needs right here. And so I have everything like in order. I have the hymns that we're working on, because we're working on that for the Charlotte Mason. We have sight words. For this one, he uses I created this little word practice sheet so that I know what he's working on, the words that he's doing. And then we read a book, and once he memorized the whole book, like he can read it without forgetting words, then we will move on to the next book that they have. So that one will be this one right here, my very first I Can Read. And so he's on book number 4 right now. And I'm not doing that because I want him to like memorize the words. It's just to get him to practice and to be able to see more words about that. So to increase his vocabulary. I have social studies on this one and science. Right now we're just working on the weather. So doing the weather report so that he knows his numbers, so just to be able to do this. And then at the end of the month we do a graph. So he has to know if we had more sunny days or rainy days, or what kind of weather we had. And then I got this practice notebook, which he's not really interested in this one, but I want him to practice on writing his letters. And when he does his letters, he's saying the sound of the letter, because he already knows the name of the letter. So I want him to practice the sounds. And then we practice the word until he knows it. So he will say and then he has to put it together, and then he has to trace it. Same for the other one. So that's what we're doing for writing. And we don't do this every single day. Sometimes for writing we do he practiced writing the month, the day, and he was practicing his name and his last name. So we switch it around. We don't always do that program, which is spelling, you see, which is the one that I got. And then for math, Right now we're working on number line. We're practicing that one. Sometimes he works on with his manipulatives instead of doing a worksheet. And other days he does Khan Academy. He's just started that one on Sunday, so that's like 4 days ago. He started that one, and he loves Khan Academy. But I don't want him to do that so much, because when he's doing it on Khan Academy, I'm reading it for him. And so I have to be like sitting down right next to him instead of trying to let him do this on his own. So I teach him how to do it, I explain it, and then I let him do it to see if he has grasped the concept. That way we can move on. Otherwise, we'll stay there until he understands it completely. I have geography, but we have not started geography just yet. Because I think it's a little bit complicated, because it's not sunny right now, so he doesn't get to see the sun coming out. It started to be sunny 2 days ago, but we just haven't got to it. And then on this one I have the actual schedule, so I know where I'm at. I printed the Charlotte Mason schedule that she has. So this one right here, she has it online. I'll put that under the video. So this one, and it tells you the books that you need and what book you're supposed to be reading on what week and what lesson or chapter or what section of the book that you're supposed to be reading per week. As you can see on this one, it's called Paddle to the Sea. We've done like a lot of chapters, but that's because we're really interested in that book. So we read it mostly every day. And then on the other ones, we try to follow. See, he loves to listen to the stories. So if he asks for another story, that's what I do. I read him the next story. And then from here, because this is like 2 months in one page. 2 to 3, actually. And then I created this other sheet as well, so that I know what week I'm on. I need to edit it so that I can put the week that I'm on for Ambleside Online and the week that I'm on for what month. That way I know what I'm doing. And so I have math, copywork, phonics, Spanish, Bible, history, natural history, literature, tales. I don't have anything in here. I don't know why. I need to figure that out. Anyway, nature study. We haven't done nature study. We go hiking a lot and we look at the at the flowers and the trees and stuff like that, but we haven't not done like a nature study to memorize names of flowers or anything like that. Folk songs. I have them on YouTube, so the playlist, and all I do is I just put the playlist and I tell him to listen to some of the music, so I'll put it while he's playing because I don't want to put too much into his schedule. And then reciting, he's using a hymn for that. When he memorizes it, then he recites it either to me, to his dad, or somebody else in the house, so that we know, or they know that, like he feels like, oh, he's reciting it to other people other than just saying it back to me. Geography, like I said, we haven't studied that one. We haven't started. Art, picture study, we do that within the books that we're reading. We talk about the pictures just to get him started, to know that there's like a setting in the picture, things are happening, to get him to start talking about it. And then probably by the beginning of next actual school year, when he's in first grade, I will start doing that. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Drawing, we do drawings. I haven't put in it right here, but we do. They paint that. They do that with their dad. They paint, they color, they do different arts and craft. And then for handicraft, I went and I got books from the library. So he does all these things with his dad, because this is all like hands-on stuff and creating and building. I have other stuff for my daughters right here. He wants to learn about planes. We haven't gotten to this one just yet, but I read pieces or sections of it. He learned about hammers. He started hammering with his dad, and they built a car, ambulance. Well, we talk about that one more. He's probably gonna go back and build something with his dad about that one. And we read about a boat. So he actually built a boat. So that's that part right there for the handicraft. Composer, we haven't started that. He listened to the songs while he plays. And then poetry. For poetry, we are a little behind because we were doing some other poetry which I haven't written just yet. I need to go ahead and get the book and then write it down because we do read poetry every day. It's just that this one is for the Charlotte Mason book, and we are like a week behind on this one, I believe. We're not a week behind because this is My Shadow, and My Shadow we're supposed to read it like on the 4th week. So I think we're actually on schedule. It's just that I put it here because I thought we were gonna read a lot in 1 week of a book, and we switched the book for that one. And so for the books that we read, we have Bible storybook to get him started for the Bible. So we're doing those lessons. This is the Paddle to the Sea book. And then we read the Blue Fairy book. There you go. I actually love the stories on this one. I'll go more in depth into it, but I just want you to, I don't want to make it too long. And then I have the Just So stories. This is for me. And then Trial and Triumph. I'm actually not going to do that one for him this year because I think it's too detailed for him. So I'm staying with basics just to get him started to homeschooling. And I know we do a lot less than they do in public school, but just to get him started on the things that he needs to do. And then I also have this one for kindergarten. He needs to know and write his first and last name. He already did last name, so I need to like highlight that one. He knows his colors, letter names, he knows his letter sounds, the vowels. He still gets confused on the sound, the U sound. But so once he masters that one, and we're doing that one on this lesson, we're done with it. And then he can read some CBC's words, but not all of them. So we're still working on that. Sight words. For sight words, I'm using the we're doing that all about spelling words, and we're using this just as flashcards so that he can practice. He has memorized all of this within 2 months, which is like amazing. And then after a month, the next month, we're gonna start having him write them down so that he knows how to write them, not just read them, and do a review of which one he still remembers and which one he needs to practice again. So that's what we're doing for that one. Let me see. Oh, The Wonderful Book. I want to talk about this book, and I will show it later on. Actually, this is the one that we're using. Teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. I separated it into lessons. I actually used this one for my other daughter. She was in 2nd grade, wasn't reading, and this one actually helped her to learn to read as well. But so I didn't. That's why I thought that I was gonna do like one lesson in 3 days with my little one because he's in kindergarten, and I use this one with my 2nd grader. But actually, it's working like really nicely for him. We're doing this one. See, there's a sentence already, and this is lesson, let me see, 19. Lesson 19. And he's on lesson. We're gonna study lesson 27. Again, we're gonna revise it because he got a little issue with this one, putting 2 sentences together. But it's just wonderful knowing that he's reading after just being at the house for 2 months. And we're also reading this one. This is a book that we're like a week behind. A Child's Garden of Verses. That's what we're doing for this. I don't know, we have like 3 months left, and I don't want to say that I'm homeschooling because I'm not really I'm homeschooling right now, but starting next year, we're gonna be under an umbrella, a charter school, so that's gonna be home studying. So we're gonna be working with the charter school, and I'm still gonna do this same program because they do allow you to choose how you want to teach your children and why you want to teach them. They just give you kind of like a list of what they're supposed to be learning for that year, but it's not like they want you to do it like strictly they have to have this, they have to have that. No, it's just as long as they see progress, as long as they see that they are moving forward and they are meeting the standards, because they do testing like the same test that they do in public school, they do the exact same thing. And that is just for me to help me know that, you know, my child is doing good, he's not staying behind, which I can see. But I can see that right now in kinder, and I want to make sure that when he gets to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, that he's doing well that I'm not staying behind, just so that I can feel confident about that. And because English is my second language, and I don't want to like have something or forget about something. So I want to make sure that he's on track. Well, that's it for today. And he woke up, so we're gonna get started with school in a little bit. So thank